Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ashley Roach and this is Total Carnage. Now you join me on the second video of this channel, and the first one was obviously just to let you guys know what was going on, what the channel was going to be about moving forwards, and this is an actual video of me trying to actually make the channel work moving forwards. This day so you got to make 10 videos to actually get anywhere, so obviously we're 2 in, 8 to go before we actually start to see probably any movement. So these videos have just got to get them out, right? So they're probably not going to be the absolute best, and I'm not going to get no interactions from many people so far. So moving forward, hopefully that can improve after 10 videos. So, but I'm just going to get these out anyway, because then people might watch them back and just see where I come from and hopefully where I go to. You may see that this video hopefully is going to be better quality. I'm videoing it now obviously and then edit it, chop it up, but hopefully the actual video will be better quality because I've actually picked up some lights. I noticed in the last video when I was watching it back myself, I noticed the light in wasn't the best and I was kind of dark to the background, so hopefully that'll be okay. Obviously my hair is still very dark to the background, got the 5 head out with a fresh haircut, so that's ready for chasing status on Saturday. If you're there, good on ya. Enjoy the show. Andy C, 3 o'clock. What's that all about though? I mean, I thought Andy C would be after chasing status. I know this is a car YouTube channel, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Thought Andy C would be before chasing status, but 3 o'clock is obviously to get everyone there nice and early, right? So, not best pleased. And then there's a random break between before chasing status and act. And then after that, chasing status, but there's a 40-minute break. But what are they doing in that break? Hopefully something big, I hope. Is Stormzy going to be there because the new track's out now? Who knows? I'll let you know in the next video. But this video, we're going to start with talking about supercars. Because thinking back to when I actually got into cars or started to notice cars more, I remember being in school and I had this book. And it had a Bugatti Veyron on the front of it. Now I'm going to slightly on a weird one here, but this is what I'm going to be talking about in the first video. I picked a supercar to talk about, a make, a designer, a brand, and that is Bugatti. And that is based on the fact that I actually had this book and it was sort of the first, was it Total Cars? I guess it was. From what I can think back, that's what really made me look at cars, I guess. I've always loved cars. Like, obviously as a kid playing my car, the race mats and scare electrics and everything else, but that book was like me really officially really getting into it, like really appreciating cars. So I had to go on about Bugatti, where they started and how they got to where they are now, what they've been through, because I guess like anything else, this is a company that's obviously well established now, but where did it actually come from? How did it get there? What did it slightly go through? You guys may not want to listen to this, but for me it's interesting because, like I say, that car, that book with the Bugatti Veyron on it actually like got me into cars and my love for cars. So we're gonna dial back to the early 1900s. That sounds like a long time ago, but it really wasn't, was it? That's like Great Nan territory. Anyway, we're gonna go back to then and see how they developed from them to now. We're gonna go deep. We're not gonna deep this too much. We're not gonna get well into it. We're just gonna get some facts and information from it. So starting out, Bugatti actually founded in 1909 by Ettore Bugatti. Now, I hope I said his name right. I probably haven't. I mean, I got D in English, so let's be honest, English isn't my forte, but we move maths. That's why I'm an electrician. The early cars of Bugatti that started off well were actually in the Grand Prix. Now, we obviously see Grand Prix cars as they are now. Bugatti, they were just like, they were hot on it, you know? Their first car, the Type 35 Grand Prix race car, actually had alloy wheels. Like, you think you get alloy wheels now when people modifying cars, like Bugatti was the first race car to have alloy wheels. That race car came from 1924 to 1930 and actually was extremely successful, winning over 1,000 races in its time. This race car actually won Le Mans twice. It won the Monaco Grand Prix. So like, imagine now like a Formula 1 car doing Le Mans. Not happening because it's obviously so much more advanced, but they used that car and it was so successful. It was actually one of the only cars that you could actually buy as a race ready car. So Like, that's like, what are you saying, like a GT3 Porsche, right? GT3 RS, that's like race ready production car that you can buy. So they were doing this in the early 1900s. Like, that's wild, like 1930. It's wild with alloy wheels. And the look is just stunning. Like, this is a cool looking car, right? So I can't lie, I actually had a camera maybe issue. My camera went dim and I thought, has it altered the video? I didn't want a camera recording. If it went dim, it said it was overheating. Whew. First world problems while trying to record a video that I'm new to and trying to get sorted. Anyway, we're back, and the car, like I was saying, is actually just a stunning car. Like the ones you would usually imagine, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang type style, you know. But it's actually quite a short version. It wasn't like a long version. Usually have like wooden wheels back in the day, but this was it. Alloy wheels, winning races, smashing it. Then they also, during that period of time, they also produced a luxury car. This luxury car was the Type 41 Royale. Now, obviously with the name Royale, that's pretty special, right? And you're expecting this Type Royale to be a production car? Well, newsflash. This was only made for royalty, hence the Royale. But unfortunately, this was mid a recession and no one can actually really afford to buy one. Royalty couldn't really afford to buy one, but they managed to sell, I believe, 3 of them. I mean, there was only 7 ever made and 6 exist now. One of them was destroyed in a wreck. This car was one of the most expensive and longest in the world. Like, it is today one of the most rarest and expensive cars due to only having 6 of them. And obviously they were sold to royalty, so the price has gone up. Obviously, like Diana's what she had, Ford Escort, when that sold for what, 650,000 at auction. Imagine one of these. Unbelievable. And a 12-litre engine. That's why I was thinking it was so big. No, it was big. Not my YouTube channel, but one day it will be. Let's hope. Anyway, and the camera's done the weird thing again where it dimmed, so I hope the video hasn't dimmed, or else I'm going to be utterly destroyed, just like Bugatti was after its success. Due to its big massive success, it then moved on to basically struggling moving forwards to actually making cars that did well or sold very well. So they tried many times. They actually come up with a concept car, and that was the Bugatti 18/3 Chiron. I guess it's slash, I don't know how you would say it, but it's 18/3 Chiron. And obviously we hear the car today as Bugatti Chiron. This car was totally different. This was a concept, and just looking at it, you'd think it's a Veyron, but it wasn't. This was powered by a 6.3 litre W18 engine. The Bugatti 18/3 Chiron, not the Chiron you know as today, actually was unbelievably quick. What, 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. I mean, just imagine that in 1999, might I add. Yeah, not like nowadays, you know? Like, that's ridiculous. 3.9 seconds in 1999. The car looked like the Chiron. No, like the Veyron, sorry. But it wasn't the Veyron, it was a concept. But we can obviously know where that followed up from moving forwards. But what I did forget to actually add in is that Bugatti tried to make, well, they did make an auto rail Bugatti. I mean, they look like Bugatti at the front because it actually has this look that is very different on a rail car. I mean, supposedly it did really well, so we'll leave that there. I'm not diving into that. This is a car show, not a rail train spotting channel. If you want that, look at Francis on Instagram. We all know who he is, blowing it up. Good luck to him. Moving back to cars and not rail trains, Bugatti was actually acquired by VW in 1998, and obviously from then they made the concept cars and moving forward. But before then, they were really struggling. Not what we wanted. Camera overheated, the battery died, and the video ended there. But we pick it up where we left off, talking about the concept car. Now, the concept car was built in 1998, as I mentioned before. The 18/3 Bugatti Chiron, so not the actual Chiron as today, and that led on to the Bugatti Veyron. Now, this was acquired by Vauxhall in 1998. Before before then, they had struggling times. They had actually liquidated in 1995 and sold Lotus because they actually bought Lotus off General Motors before then, but because their unsuccessful times, to say, they made some other concept cars, they just didn't do very well. Whereas obviously when Volkswagen bought them, they could show them off around the world like they did. They went to Tokyo shows, they went to a show in Geneva, they went to a show in Paris with all the concept cars, and that is going to get a lot of eyes on the brand and obviously blow it up. Obviously, their Volkswagen's marketing way more than the previous owners that were like privately owned, who bought the brand of Bugatti trying to get it somewhere and they couldn't. So obviously Volkswagen went in there and took over and have brought them to where they are today, and you can't blame them for what they've done, right? Come from a concept car and just transformed the automotive world from there onwards. Obviously, like I say, when I see that Veyron, the front of that book, it even changed the way I thought of cars, looked at cars, and appreciated cars. So obviously marketed very well, right? It's quite funny because I actually looked to try and find that book online and I couldn't. Then I come across a book that was made by Martin Roach, probably related, #1 bestseller. Maybe you can reach out. Martin, watch this video, reach out. So weird, isn't it? I looked online looking for a book, Veyron on the front. I don't think it was that one. I remember Veyron being in the front end. It looked kind of like that picture. I don't think it was that book. I swear this book had like top 100 in it, or top 100 fastest cars or something. It had a Veyron on it on the front cover. Can't actually find it anymore. So if anyone's bored, actually wants to do something and wants to find that book for me and send it to me, I'd actually really would actually appreciate it, because I can't remember what that book was. I just remember it quite vividly. But then I come across, like I say, this book by Martin Roach. How weird. How weird is that? Funny times in the world works, isn't it? But anyway, back to Volkswagen and their first production car. This started in February 2005. Bugatti Veyron. Now we're on to the cover book, right? The cover car of the book, the #1 bestseller by Martin Roach. Family or not family, who knows? What clue he is. Moving on from this, right? Let's drop it. 2005 first production car, the Bugatti Veyron. They made so many versions of this. It lasted 10 years. February 2015, they stopped production. La Finale, last Bugatti Veyron was produced. I have many, joking, I have none. Never driven the car. Never, have I actually ever seen one? I don't think I've actually ever seen a Veyron. Mission, due to this channel, you guys help me out, blow this thing up, and then let me see a Veyron one day. I've never actually seen one in person, I don't think. It's wild. Moving back to the actual original Veyron, this car produced a maximum speed of 253 miles per hour. Like 2005, 253 miles per hour. The fastest road production car, right? Unbelievable. Putting out 1,000 horsepower, 987. We'll call it 1,000. Engine was a beast. 1,000 back in 2005 is just wild. Nowadays, not too much. A lot of cars are producing 1,000 horsepower. Unusable on the roads, especially in the UK. Going on autobahn, it might be okay, but on the UK roads, when it's a 30 mile an hour and 20 miles an hour, what are you doing with 250? Pointless, right? So I guess that's why we don't see them in the UK so much. Till I get one, this blows up. Watch out. Bugatti actually made many versions of the Veyron. I can't go through them all because we'll be here forever. But moving on, then last car, La Finale, actually produced over 1,000 horsepower, 1,163 miles per hour, and that was 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. And moving on to the next car that also did 2.3 seconds, 0 to 60, was the Bugatti Chiron, one that's in place now. We all know, well, we should do, right? Know your cars, you know the Bugatti Chiron. People like Lord Alima's got one, Mr. Tate's got one. Don't know if I should mention him on the channel. Will I get banned already? Who else has got one? It's like just all rich people, because when they come out, price tag was 2.4 million euros. I haven't got 2.4 million spare, just put down. The deposit was 200 grand just for a deposit on a car. But many rich people in the world can afford it, and that is why 200 were sold before they were even produced. Good way of getting money in beforehand. Make sure you get the money in and then make the car. The Bugatti Chiron actually was produced from 2016 to now. The car is actually named after Louis Chiron. That was a race driver for Bugatti back in the day. So even though Volkswagen owned it, they're still keeping the Bugatti brand, and that is good marketing, I guess. Keep it as historic, even though they're owned newly by Volkswagen, they kept the brand name and they're keeping it original with when the race car was at its best back in the day, and that is when the race driver Chiron is the same as the concept car. That also concept car uses the Chiron surname of Louis Chiron in honor of the race driver, one of their most successful race drivers back in the day. Like, I played to him to actually keep some history. Bugatti, I guess most places do like BMW. Been to the BMW Munich Museum. That's a really good experience. If anyone goes to Munich, definitely recommend you going to the BMW Museum. It's really good. Really enjoyed that. The main component in the Chiron is obviously the engine. It's an 8-litre quad turbo E16 engine. Now, it's pretty crazy. 8-litre engine. I wonder what our fuel consumption is. I mean, the worst drive around. 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. Same as the Veyron. The Veyron? I keep saying Veyron or Veyron. Anyways, the Veyron. When the Chiron was actually made, this was then put on a racetrack in a race spec, achieved a top speed of 304 miles per hour. 304 miles per hour in a car. Obviously, then they took out the roll cage, all the race spec, the ultimate. Like, this thing was built obviously just to go ridiculously fast. But they couldn't have that on the road because no one would be able to bloody drive the road. It'd be so uncomfortable, so crappy, not luxury inside like they know today. So they actually removed them things and limited it down to 273. I know, 273. Very disappointing. Mine tops out at 100. Good old Astra. Anyway, one day we'll go out in a Chiron. Lord Aleem, if you're watching, please let me out in your Chiron. Take me out, bro. We're moving on. 2024, and a new car has been unveiled by Bugatti. Successor to the Chiron, the W16 hybrid engine. The Chiron is no longer. The Bugatti Tourbillon is the new car. You may have heard tourbillon. If you're French, it refers to part within a watch, and that is correct. This car is named after the mechanism within a watch. I have no idea why. I know Bugatti have made watches along with their cars for some owners. I'm not going to mention his name again. He does have a watch by Bugatti, so they obviously like him. So let's see what they do, because this has just been about in 2024, so this is all still new, and this car is, I guess, the next big thing, the next learning curve moving forward. This car is powered differently to the last two, right? This is a hybrid car, and it's an engine by Cosworth. Obviously, Cosworth are known for the Ford Escort Cosworth, and I believe they did there's a P1 out there, Cosworth done an engine for, and it's unbelievable. I will find it. It's a P1, McLaren P1, and it had a Cosworth engine in it. The guys absolutely smashed it. I believe the whole thing's like carbon fiber. It's unbelievable. It's like GT spec, like racing spec with a Cosworth engine. I'm sure of it. Anyway, moving back to the new car, Bugatti Tourbillon. Hope I said this correct. We'll find out. This car's going to do 0 to 62 miles per hour in 2 seconds. I swear that's like stealth, like 2 seconds. I'm sure of it. It's like poof, 2 seconds off the lights, red lights, poof, off, 2 seconds, 60 miles an hour. Just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. This car, there's only going to be 250 units made, starting a price of 3.8 million euros. So I will be buying one, of course, as YouTube's now paying me so much money and sponsorships are doing so well. I'll be a millionaire in no time. I'll stick to my Astra. Won't be able to afford even a wheel nut of a Bugatti. But we can all just dream, right? Don't forget, like, subscribe, and I'll be able to get one day, right? This is probably a good way to end on the Bugatti story. I know it's a bit random, but the second video out, content needs to be just there, made, produced. We're not very good. And then in future, I want this to be a community, a talk show moving forward. This is just the history of where I come from to get to the point where I like cars. You guys can appreciate it. That's not it. We moved from supercars to super influencers. Super influencers like Matt Armstrong. He's at it again. Lamborghini Urus. If you haven't checked him out, I will put his link in the description. Lamborghini Urus, totally smashed up. Unbelievably unbelievable. It's obviously recognizable from the sides, right? But this car from the front is absolutely wrecked. Mad. The guy is absolutely just crazy. Now he just started off the car park. Now he's just doing Lamborghini Uruses in the garage for his partner. It's wild. Absolutely wild. The car's absolutely wrecked. If you haven't seen it, go have a look. Right, I'll put a link in the description to the latest video. It's a joke. Like, the car is unbelievably wrecked. It's going to be a good watch. It's going to be a good one. I mean, what's he going to do with it afterwards? It's going to be good. Interested to see where it goes. Obviously, he built the previous car was the Range Rover for Hannah. He's obviously building this Lamborghini for Hannah now. And then the Range Rover is a stunning car. It's a stunning car. This Urus would be good. I wonder if he's going to wrap it. I think he will. This car is just an absolute mess though. Like, will he pull it off? Quite literally pull parts off. Who let me in front of a camera record videos? I have no idea. Moving on from Matt, we're actually going to move on to Mark. Mark's like, this video is actually like a really good watch, like genuinely really good watch. Watch it. If you haven't watched it, watch it, because it's all about insurance. His last video was based on insurance. This one's insurance because he's got a point. Insurance prices are a joke and they keep going up, and the money that the insurance companies are making is just in the millions. They're still making an unbelievable profit every year when they could be helping people out, and why. He looks into the deep detail on why insurance companies are making so much money and impacting everyone like ourselves on the road. I'm going to put a link in the description. Watch his video. It's a very good one. And also there's a petition for this to go to government to stop these companies ruining everyone's lives, right? The prices of insurance now is actually a joke. Obviously, if you want to have a nice car, you need to pay for it. We get that, we understand that, but there's things you need to watch the video, because there's things that happen in the video that are just unexplainable. You know, they're supposed to give a fair price, a fair to everyone, so they can actually have good insurance on the road, and they're not offering that. And Mark tried to make his own insurance company, but even that wouldn't work. So just go watch the video and sign the petition. The petition needs to happen if you want cheaper car insurance, and who doesn't, right? So the link to the description of the petition will be down there. You go on his website, onto the petition, and just sign it. Sign it. It's free. You don't have to do anything else, but it'll help out get us cheaper insurance moving forward, because it's not about just cheaper insurance, but having a fair price. They're making so much money off us, and the prices just keep on rising. And around the BMW M4, that price wasn't too bad, but then it rose. Like, it went from like 900 to like 2 grand. Like, where's the justification in that? Just because they want to put the prices up, because they're going to go against this cost of living. We do not need any more help with prices rising. Go sign the petition. Thank you very much. It's recall time. Now, I want a part of the video that is actually going to be helping people out, the daily people, drivers, everything else. So this is recalls. Now this one's, I've actually come up recalls, and I've come across this one. And this one isn't going to help anyone because it's based in North America. But I put it in there because I was actually quite shocked by this one. This is BMWs in North America. They have a problem with the airbags going off. They're recalling 394,000 of their vehicles because of airbags going off. Not just the fact that when they go off, this is during a crash, by the way, sorry, not just randomly going off. So when they go off during a crash, not only are they getting smashed in the face by the airbag, loads of metal parts are coming out with it. So like that isn't, like, do you know what I mean? Having the crash isn't a bad point anyway. Now you got loads of metal stuck in your face. Thanks, BMW. There is actually a recall on them. So if you are from North America and watching this video, then you're welcome. I got that, but I only put it in there because I'm quite shocked by it. And I was like, bloody hell. I wonder if any of the European cars, only just them ones. Why only the North American ones? I guess they're produced somewhere else. What I do know is I can actually read off a list of cars that are impacted, just in case you are from North America and you want to know. 2006, 2011 Series 3 sedan, a 324i, a 325i, a 325xi, a 328i, a 328xi, a 330i, 330xi, a 335i, a 335xi. Now we've also got the 2006 to 2012 3 Series Sports Wagon. I mean, how are these? What are these sports wagons? I'm gonna have to have a look and put one on a picture on here, because whoever don't know, I don't know. I'm gonna put one up right here. This is a 325xi. Ah, this has got to be the sports wagon. Do you think that's like X3 type vehicle? Interesting. I want to see what the results is. So it's a 325xi, a 328i, a 328xi. Randomly, I'm now gonna have to leave this in the video, because someone, if they ask and they want to know what it is, then it got bloody asked me. Or maybe I should have said I'll put the details in the description. I should have done that. But anyway, we're here now. 2009, 2011 3 Series sedan, a 335D. These are all the cars impacted, 394,000 vehicles in North America. If you are impacted, take your car back to BMW. This is a recall from 2024. So this is like new recall, right, on all them old cars. This is crazy. It's gonna cost them a fortune, right? Absolute fortune. But this is what this channel is for. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to grow to. I want to help you guys out and let you guys know what the things that you may not know that are impacting the car world or the car scene moving forward. And this is it. The conclusion of the first video. Hopefully it's all worked out a little better. Hopefully the views are a bit better with the cameras and the lighting and everything else. Bit messy along the parts, but just like I said, Total Carnage is what it's going to be. And oh well, it is what it is. Listen, tune in next week for a different video. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, guys. Obviously, like, subscribe, do all them things. I appreciate you guys. For whoever's watching, I think maybe I got 12 views on the last one. Appreciate anyone that's actually watching this. I know this one probably wasn't the most fun. Hopefully moving forward we can up the ante, get a community, get a bit of people in there. I want, like I say, I want to do like cars of the week. I've got ideas of where I want it to go. We need to get there. Slow progress. We can't just go straight in. But anyway, thank you for tuning in, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.